All right, welcome to the special meeting of the Springfield City Council. Sorry for the delay. It is now 5:40 on August 3rd. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Councilor Gomez? Absent. Councilor Whitfield?
Here.
Here. Councilor Davila? Absent. Councilor Fenton?
Present.
Present. Councilor Curran? Absent. Councilor Ramos? Absent. Councilor Walsh? Absent. Councilor Williams?
Present.
Present. Councilor Allen? Councilor Allen?
Councilor Allen, you're on mute, sir.
There you go. All right. Here I am. You got me now?
Yes, thank you,
I'm
Councilor.
on my phone. I'm not on my iPad. So yes, present.
Present. Councilor Letterman?
Present.
Present. Councilor Edwards?
Present.
Present. Councilor Brown?
Present.
Present. Councilor Hurst?
Present. Will the councilors and our guests please rise for a moment of silence? Will you please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
United States of America.
to the republic
For which it stands,
one
one
nation,
nation,
under God, indivisible,
indivisible,
with liberty
and justice for all.
All right, so just a housekeeping note before we move into executive session, in accordance with the advice, if we could just move everybody, in accordance with the advice of our attorneys, and in reference to a conversation that we had previously, in an effort to maintain the attorney-client privilege, the question was asked as to whether we could do so with having our clerk present. And so I did ask the question of Solicitor Pakula to see if he could give us an opinion on that. Solicitor Pakula recommended me in an email to the open meeting, maybe it's the Attorney General's office for the open meeting laws. And they essentially said, we absolutely can hold an executive session without our clerk. That is not their rule. It says that the open meeting law requires a public body to create and approve minutes in a timely manner within the next 3 meetings or 30 days, and that the minutes be made available within 10 days upon request. And so they specifically said that the specific method and personnel that you use for taking notes and preparing minutes is not dictated by them. And so what they did ask was that we contact the Public Records Division in terms of how to store those individual records. So I've sent an email out and we are still waiting to hear back from them. My recommendation was that we move forward with this meeting today. We get a counselor to volunteer and take notes, and then hopefully by tomorrow or within the next day or so, we'll get some information in terms of how to actually store those notes and whether they can be stored on my server, which I've asked to do so. Are there any questions regarding that before we move to make a motion to go into executive session? I think we also need a counselor to volunteer to take notes. Counselor Letterman.
Oh, no, Mr. President, I apologize. I raised my hand in error. At the time that we're ready for the motion for executive session,
Thank you.
I would take the notes, but I'm mobile, so I cannot.
Is there a counselor who is willing to take notes of the executive session? And then at a later date, hopefully tomorrow, we can put those on either my server, maybe we can put it on a USB. I'll defer to the attorneys in terms of how to get that information to hopefully my server, or in the event that we have a permanent note taker, maybe they keep it on their server.
Justin.
Yes.
I'm also not sure the legality of all of this, but it would also be an option. I could make it so you and maybe another counselor as a backup would have the capacity to record this meeting locally yourselves, just as we record every meeting. And then someone could go through that after the fact and take notes, or you could even store the actual video recording. But that's your call.
So I will certainly defer to our attorneys. I think for the purposes of this meeting today, we'll just, someone can take some handwritten notes. I don't think there's a ton to discuss today. And then we can talk about how to best move forward.
I'll take notes. I'll take notes.
Thank you, Councilor Whitfield. Much appreciated. Can we have a motion to go into executive session? Councilor Letterman.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. At this time, I would move that the council will enter executive session for the purpose of discussing litigation strategy with regard to enforcement of the Board of Police Commissioners ordinance, for the reason being that discussion in public may have a negative impact on the litigation at hand.
Is there, and we are not returning. Is that, I believe that
without
is.
returning.
Thank you, Councilor Letterman. Is there a second to that motion?
Counselor, can you just state that we aren't returning into open session, please?
Councilor Letterman, can you repeat
Yes.
that? Go ahead.
And so I would amend a friendly amendment to the motion that we would not be returning to open session.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Second
motion.
There's a second to the motion to go into executive session. So we will give Focus Springfield a few moments. But if we could all log out or Madam Clerk, I'm sorry, please call the roll on going into executive session.
On going into executive session, Counselor Gomez? Absent. Counselor Whitfield?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Davila? Absent. Counselor Fenton? Counselor Fenton? Yes. Counselor Curran? Absent. Counselor Ramos? Absent. Counselor Walsh? Absent. Counselor Williams?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Allen?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Letterman?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Edwards?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Brown?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Hurst?
Yes, the motion is approved. We'll see each other in a few moments.